Welcome back to Gaming with the Guys. I'm Gaming Greg, and we're here at Man Cave Studios to do our first unboxing video. So Adepticon's about 2 weeks in the rearview mirror, and we went shopping while we were there. You know, got this, that, and the other thing. I picked up some stuff from Monster Fight Club, some terrain. I got some other items to help with terrain in the tournament. But the first booth I went to when I was at Adepticon is I went to the GCT booth to pick up some Bushido miniatures. And wouldn't you know what they had? They had 2 starter packs. The one that we're going to do the unboxing for tonight is the 2-player starter set. This is their new 2-player starter set. So we're going to take a look at what's inside of it, take a look at the figures, maybe look over some of the cards really briefly, just to get a good idea of what comes in this starter set. Now, if it's compared to other 2-player starter sets that they've had in the past, it's a really great value. So looking forward to seeing what's coming inside this. Hope you enjoy it, and sit back, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, and here we have Bushido 2-player starter set. So, what's inside this box? Good cover. Supposedly this has the background. It's a Romeo and Juliet happening in the world of Bushido. So, kind of neat. Alright. So, we get a new rule book. It's very nice. New small rule book. I like that. We get some new tokens. These look to be thinner, much thinner. Ooh, we get 3 cards of it. So plenty of blood tokens, some, I don't know what those coins would be used for, but lots of different tokens disguised. I like this. I saw this. Some people have been using these at the con. And what's really neat is if you look at, let's take a look here at well, disguise, they've got, my camera can focus, like Disguise 6 on it. They have pass tokens, impetuous, and then on the flip side of it, they have activation, frightened with different numbers on it. So that's really cool. Control 1, Control 2, ammo, run tokens. Oh, I need a lot of run tokens. Death sentence token, always nice, right there. I don't know what these big Bushido ones are for, or these little curvy things, but I'm sure they're there for a reason. What else they got there? Blind tokens, 2 death sentence tokens. That's scary. Held, fire, poison, all the good stuff. So leave that over here with our new book. Looks like we got some advertising. Oh, yep, talking about the videos. So the how to play. And I will say, if you're just looking at this for the unboxing and are a newer player, definitely check out the Learn to Play on the GCT Studios YouTube page. The videos are really good. It does a really good job teaching the basics of key feats, range attacks, movement, melee, and just the basic rules. So highly recommend taking a look at those videos. They're relatively short, so give them a view. All right. So let's take a look and see what else we got here. We got some cards. We'll take a look at those in a little bit. Some stands. Looks like we got a lot of 30 mils and looks like a 40. Looks like a little box. Put this over here. What I'm assuming is the figures themselves. Those people who love the Asmir, we're getting a lot of sound out of that. All right, and 1 packing peanut. Ooh, there's a couple packing peanuts in there if you see. Look at that. Let's put that back in. All right, so the main thing, I'll just toss it aside. I don't know why I'm messing with that. So it looks like we have a bunch of the new resin figures here. I'm gonna open the cards because I'll be honest with you, I have an idea, but not a really good idea of what the new figures are, so these cards will help me out. And we could hear people coughing in the background because I got COVID, lots of people in my house also got COVID. So I'm really not liked much. I've been spending a lot of time in Man Cave Studios. Alright, so looks like we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Yeah. 3, 6. Maybe I'm missing one here. I thought we get that wolf thing. Yep, there he is. Oh, no. 9 and 10. So 10 figures. That's a lot in a 2-player starter. Okay, so what do we got here? Looks like we have, so I'm going to open this bag first. So one, they're resin, which is different because they're usually metal figures. And I will say, having played with resin both for Batman miniature games by Night Models, the resin quality looks really good. Not gonna lie, it's really nice. Not a lot of mold lines on it. Looks pretty crisp, but I gotta actually get it into camera view. Pretty crisp and clear. That's. Here, I guess it looks best right here by my hand. That's odd. Crisp and clear, not bad at all. I was gonna say they looked like there was a little bit of flash there, but that's just a tassel. So good news. Doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot of cleaning that you have to do with these figures. Oops. So enjoy that. So who's this dude? This dude must be Kazuni Hinadori. He's a samurai. It makes sense, he's got some samurai swords, so he's cool. Encourage, reputation, works with Ryu and Minimoto. Alright. Next up, I want to go with this big figure. Ooh, this big guy, he looks like something out of Arabian Nights. Again, good resin, a little bit of flash there, nothing too major that can't be dealt with. A little bit of a mold line, not too bad, all things considered. Let's see if I can. Does that help at all? My camera is just not really looking good. Oh, well, when you lay it down here, it's actually pretty good, so I'll do that from now on. So yeah, not too many mold lines, crisp, clean, and a lot of good detail. So this figure, let's take a look at the cards. Who's the guy with the big hat? Oh, that would be this guy, I bet. So this is Hozami Maha. Looks like he gets Ghost, Ghostfire, Obey. He works for Void and Cult of Your Eye. Shocking. Alright. But again, I'm really impressed with the resin that they have here. It's nice and clean. And again, I've worked with other resins. This is definitely not... It's definitely not like the stiffer resins. Again, I've worked with resin models before for both Arena Rex and Batman. And both of them, the resins are good. The mold lines on both of them could be kind of frustrating at times, and they are very, very brittle. This has a little bit of play, but it's not like a Res Tech. If you've gone with like the old Mantic, what did Mantic used to? The Mantic I used to play Dreadball, and the original Dreadball ones were more plasticky and rubbery, and they were horrible. And trying to scrape the mold lines off, and they had horrible mold lines, and trying to get them off were just an absolute nightmare. In fact, I wanted to do a bug team for Dreadball, and I just stopped because trying to get the mold lines off, it was just such a letdown. These, however, again, really nice. I'd like to say that's a mold line, but it's really not. It looks like it's just a really seam there. Nice cut, good definition. I'm looking at the face on this guy, and this guy he's got a big backpack on him. Who would he be? I'm gonna leave him there while I take a look at the cards. Looks kind of like an older dude. Oh, I bet that he is this guy, maybe. Tayo? Yep, he's got supplies. So he's Tayo, he's a peasant, he's a villager. And he works with Temple and Shiho. Nice. But I will say, look at I just knocked that person away. Back over here. So, looking at him, again, just kind of looking at his face, the detail on his face is absolutely amazing. Really clean cut. Really nicely cut on him. Oh yeah, this is the one thing that they were talking about at the booth. So, Hozami Maha, he's the guy that does the Ghostfire. So this goes with him. This is kind of like, if you look at it really closely, it's like a whole bunch of ghosts and spirits all hovering around him holding a cloak. And that's all you got to do to put them together. I mean, there's not a whole lot. They said they tried to make these things simple. Now, granted, I probably got to cut some stuff. Oh, you know what? That's the wrong figure. That's why it's not working. Important note, when you're trying to put a model together, make sure that the parts that you need to put together go to the correct model. Important safety tip. So I would probably have to take that off, but he's got two hands here, and here, and it looks like that's how that goes on. Maybe a little lower, but no, that actually looks pretty much right. So he's reading a scroll. So nice and simple to put that together. I'm liking that. Some models can be a little bit of a chore to put together. This one, not so much. On the flip side, who do we have here? Looks like this is just one model, maybe two. Oh, definitely two models. So first one looks to be, oh, it's Kicho. Oh, they got the names on them. Well, there goes with me trying to match everything up. So this is Kazumi, Kiho. Which did I, or Kichi? Let me see. Let's see. Kind of looking. Oh, that's right. They just spelled it wrong on here. Or so, warrior. Is that right? No, that would be paired swords. Koga. Ryokin. Yeah, that would be it. They're just hard to tell if it's spelled correctly or not. So this one works with Tengu and Shadow Wind. Lurker, Shadow Arts, Sixth Sense, two swords, combo attack. Let me make sure. I'm looking. Somebody else got two swords? Nope. But again, and this is one of these are where they're getting a little finer. Put that down now. So it's getting a little finer on the detail and whatnot, but again, I'm looking at it and just, it's nice and clean. Nice and clean. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this will be like when we put some spray paint on it. On the back side, they got a couple little ridges, but again, nothing major. In fact, I can, just little resin droplets, but nothing bad. On the bottom of it, you could see a seam line, but who the hell's going to see that? Because it's going to be in the base, and I got basing material. Just really amazing. Really good. All right, so let's put that off to the side. All right, next up, who is this? This is Hinduri Hinodori. So that will be Kazuni Hinadori, the heroine of this tale. She's another two-parter. I'm not going to take it apart right now. Now, this one I will say, now you can either keep it looks like, so if you're looking really here, it's like she's got this lightning arcing around her. If you've seen the pictures of her painted, she's another one of those big auras all over her. There's a little bit of fuzz in there that could be clean. You can't really see it in the camera here. I probably should be doing a much better camera. But what's in there, I'll clean up easy with an X-Acto knife. So this is probably the most tedious one. This one has the most flash on it. But again, mold lines, non-existent. And this one, again, is a little rubbery, which I don't mind. So this is probably the one figure, the Hindori model is probably going to be the one that you're going to need the most work on cleanup on. And she looks pretty cool. Prayer of Healing, always like being able to heal something. She's a Shisei. Of course she doesn't work for Ito. That would have been awesome, right? Ito always gets the short end of the stick. Alright, what do we got else here? 3 figures in this pack. So it looks like we got an archer dude. And you know what? For monopose, I don't mind. I'm terrible at doing modeling and stuff like that, but I will say some of these you could probably be able to trim some stuff off and do a little modeling. Or at least for monopose figures, it is... Nope, there's some coughing again. For monopose figures, they still have a lot of character to them. Alright, so who do we got here? We've got... Kenamina, which I probably just said wrong. Oh, well, it's close. So that's an Ashiguri, Shaite, Kaizuko. So it sounds like he's working for Jung. Again, just looking at the model, there's a little bit of flash you'll have to trim. Nothing like Hidori. But again, no mold lines to say at all. Just absolutely amazing. And again, really crisp cuts. The details on these models are absolutely stunning. So it's an expensive box, but you're getting 10 figures. They're resin, but I'll tell you, they're absolutely worth it from what I've seen of just this box set. So Kenamina, Kenamina. Works for Jung and Silver Moon. Go figure. Stun attack and some other stuff. So I'm sure I'm going to be seeing this in Gaming Jason's list anytime soon. This model will gain additional activation counter. Enemy model may cancel this key feat by spending key token. This model gains that key token, and the key feat has no other effect, but it's still considered to have been used this turn. Alright, well, that's kind of interesting. Oh, it has a 0 cost. So I could either do it and get a key feat because somebody cancels it, or I don't spend any to do it, but I can only do it once per turn. Nice. Alright, let's look at the bow dude. So we have a bowman. A little bit of flash on his hair. Nothing too major. Bow's in good shape. Not too much warping on it. Good clean lines. Again, really well cut, good resin. Really impressed. So this is Haiboku. That would be Kazumi Haiboku. 10-point samurai. It's got the Daiku bow. Good range. Coin. Nokidu. Let's see what those are. Friendly model he works for, looks like Silver Moon and Minimoto. Ooh, there's a combo. Friendly non-common models in the aura. When this key feat is used, gain 1 key token. Models in the aura gain Bodyguard Hiboku. Ooh. This model must use its Bodyguard trait whenever able. Alright, well, that's cool. When this model does not have initiative, gains +1 melee pool, dodge +1, and defensive until the end of the current melee. Well, that would make sense as he only got a melee pool of 2. So again, good model, good cut, good, nice and clean. Who do we got here? We've got 3 models left. This is Sadaka. Kizumi Sadaka. Alright, Kizumi has got the Naginata. Again, let's take a peek at her. Put that down a little bit on the black. Just kind of looking at her. Nice and clean. Again, truly impressed. There's an indentation here in the back, but that's where the Naginata is going to go. Looks like this might be one of the... Between her and Hindori are probably going to be a couple of the more challenging models to put together. Although, let me rephrase that. Hindori is going to be painfully easy to put together because it's really just putting her torso, upper torso and her lower torso together and bam, you're done. Cleaning up Hidori is probably going to be the most complex one to do. This one looks like it's going to be a bit of a challenge along with Maha. Maha has got a couple hands, so 2 contact points, but again, relatively easy. I might try pinning it just to make sure it's a little more secure. This one, I have a lot of contact area on the back to glue that Naginata on, so I'm not too concerned about it. So that one's going to be kind of neat. So what is she? She is a samurai. Reach, powerful attack 1, immune to control, melee prowess 1, steadfast, nice. Psychic drain, wow, that's cool. And shroud. What does shroud do? Any models that are not in the aura cannot draw a line of sight to models completely inside the aura. Oh, well, that's wonderful. I'm already loving her as it is. And she works with Ito, finally. Finally. Hold on, so enemy models that are not in the aura cannot draw a line of sight to models completely inside the aura. Models completely within the aura do not block enemy models' line of sight. Okay, so basically, it's like a whole shroud of I'm not here. You can't hit me, but then you could also shoot through me to the people behind me. I could live with that. So it works with Ito and Savage Wave. That's, again, a very interesting combination there. So we'll put her right over there. Alright, 2 left. Last package. So we shake that all out. Alright, looks like we got another bowman. And I'm going to tell you right out of the gate, having worked with plastics and whatnot, and looking at this bow, this might have a little bit of a wobble warpage on it, but honestly, it's not like, droopy kind of warpage on the bow. So this is Koga. He's the other hero. He's got a Daisho, he's got a Daiku, ranged, armor 2, bravery. Ooh, he gets prowess both melee and ranged. Wow, that's cool. That makes up for the fact that he can't boost his range attack, but that's the first time I've seen him a prowess on range. Very cool. Ancestral armor. Again, looking at it, the bow has a little bit of flash to clean up, but that'll go really, really easy, and it's really minor. Nice cut on his face, good detail. I'm going to enjoy putting him together, or painting him up eventually, and I am a terrible painter. He works with Temple and with Dissension, the Tengu, so that'll be fun. Move some bases out of the way. We don't need bases. All right, last but not least, and this is the one model that when I saw on the starter box and everything else, I was kind of jazzed for because it looks really neat. And this one has the most parts too. So this is Ryokin, the animal yokai, 3 pieces, a little bit of flash, nothing major. Again, relatively easy, looks like, to put together. You know, you got 2 body parts here and here, and you got a head which goes in there, and it's got a little nub for it, so it's already set. You know, again, minor flash cleanup on it, and no mold lines. Again, truly impressed with that. He works with 4 different factions. So he works with Dissension, Temple, Cult of Uri, and Savage Wave. So that looks kind of fun. 13 points, dodge, aloof 1, light-footed, 6 sense, hypnotic gaze, that's always fun, gets stun attack 0. So yeah, could be a fun model. So, without looking at the event cards, because I think we'll probably do that with the rest of the crew, but this has basically been the 2-player starter set. If I had to rate it from a 1 to 10 on value, I gotta give it like an 8 or a 9. Maybe, you know, maybe a 10. Just because you're getting a rulebook, you're getting tokens. You know, from my standpoint, I always I'll tend to go with third-party tokens because these are a little big. But compared to the last set, even though these are thinner tokens, they're much more usable than the other tokens. So from that standpoint, I like this new token set. So I give that a thumbs up. The cards themselves and the figures themselves are really what make this box. So everybody was kind of concerned. I was concerned when they talked about that they were going to be doing resin for some of these things. You know, the first one out was Ryujin, and everybody was really impressed with Ryujin. But Ryujin's a big model, big hunk of resin. These are finer detail models, and I'm going to tell you, when you get this set, you're going to look at the detail on it, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. My biggest concern, to be perfectly honest, is that I'm going to end up just slopping too much primer on it. I'm going to have to make sure I prime this on a really good, dry, hot day, so that way I do a nice thin coat, 1 or 2 on there, because I do not want to lose the detail, because the detail is so crisp on these things, and it's such a fine model that I'm the one who's going to ruin it, not the model itself. Little to no mold lines on them. I really could not find the mold lines, and I will say, because I have the camera going, it's harder for me to see it, but just from what I'm looking at, I do not see very many mold lines. Flash, the only model that has a significant amount of flash that could be somewhat of a pain in the behind to get at is going to be Hindori. Just because her lightning, or that arcing aura that she has around her, has a lot of fine flash in there, but that should be easily trimmed away. So I'm not really thinking that's going to be that big of an issue. But that is the model that probably has the most flash on them. Otherwise, all the other models are super clean. And again, for being resin, for like the long bows that are sticking out of the naginatas, you're not seeing any wilting or bends and things like that. So still really firm, really good. So either I got myself a really good set, or all these sets are going to be that way. And if all the sets are going to be that way, I'm really impressed with it. So I'm gonna kind of wrap it up here, because you're kind of looking at this, and again, the camera shot may or may not be the best in the world. So I'll be back in just a minute here to kind of wrap things up, and then talk about what our next unboxing video will be, probably late this week or next week. All right. So thanks for watching the unboxing video. Hopefully, again, it's the first time doing it, so we're kind of, or I am, trying to figure all the things out. Probably not the best camera to have done it with, but you got a good feel for it. Again, what I will say about this new 2-player starter set, you know, aside from how the cards and the figures actually play and whatnot, from just a modeling standpoint, these figures are absolutely amazing. And I'm not a really big modeler. I like working with metal, but these resin, if they're going to be producing resin models like this, it really does change my whole concept of it. This material that they're using is good. The cuts on these models are absolutely amazing. I am so looking forward to doing a few of these. I know I'm kind of raving about it, because I myself am truly amazed by it. I'm looking forward to getting this Ronin Ito figure in there to see what I could do with her, and just some of the other ones. So Again, overall, if I had to give it a rating, I was waffling because I'm one of those guys. Oh, could I always really give something a 10? Is everything always going to be a 10? Everything's got to be the best. I'm really leaning towards it in that manner. It really is for the you're getting 10 figures, a new rulebook, a bunch of tokens. It's really a good value in general. And then from a modeling standpoint, for those people who like painting, even though it's a lot of monopose figures. Well, I should say they're all monopose figures. You just have a couple that have some things that you're going to attach on, like Maha with his aura here. That's going to need to be attached on. Or Sadaka and her Naginata. That's going to have to go on. Ryokin is a 3-piece figure. But again, pretty much monopose. You're not trying to figure out how I'm going to position the arms and all the rest of that. So for monopose figures, they're still really good. They have a lot of life to them. They got a lot of it's good posing to it. And it's not outlandish. I got to kick out one arm here and one leg there to show I'm running. They're really good. And again, the detail on it. The detail there's a lot of fine detail on just about every figure, and the cut and the quality of that cut is just absolutely outstanding. So I will definitely say you're going to enjoy this kit. So if you get a chance once it comes out, if you haven't already pre-ordered it, or it was just for the special for Adepticon. So when it comes out to pre-order, I strongly recommend it, especially if you're just in it for the modeling. It's absolutely worth its weight in gold. I think you'll find great usage out of them and enjoy painting them up. From playstyle, I'm thinking we're going to be talking about that in the near future. So we'll save that, and then we'll see if from a play standpoint, the figures in the 2-player model and the 2-player starter set are worth it. For a beginning player, I'm pretty sure they are, and plus they got a cool story and background to it. For the more advanced player, veteran player, whatever you want to call a dumb person like me who plays way too much Bushido all the time, is it worth it for me? There's a couple figures in here that are like, there's only one that plays with Ito. It seems like everybody's playing with Prefecture and Minimoto. They each got 2 figures. I only get 1. Lame. It's forced me to start a new faction. I think that's GCT's marketing thing. We're going to make Greg get a new faction. If that's the case, job well done. I'm probably going to, but, yeah. All right, so I said we were also going to be trying to do another unboxing video here in a couple days, and that one will be the new faction, the Temple of Kinshi, or the Void. We definitely picked up one of those too. They were flying off the stand, so I figured, I got to get one quick. So I have one, and we'll do an unboxing of that probably later this week and get it up next week. So hope you enjoyed our first unboxing video. Leave some comments below on things that we could improve on, whether it be lighting and whatnot. I'm always up for tips and hints. And if it's within a budget of, $0, I'll try and get it done. And as always, if you did enjoy the unboxing video, and even though it may have not have been the best one in the world, leave some comments. Well, you are leaving comments, but throw us a like and subscribe so that way you get notification when we first put out our stuff. So, hope you enjoyed our first unboxing video. I'm saying it over and over again, so that must mean we're getting close to the end. So, as we always like to say here, have a great day or evening, wherever you may be.